Hey there, Alvin Jr. It's me, Disco Broccoli. Word on the street is that you want to eat me. Is that true? Do you want to eat me?
Come on, Clem, I can't eat a toy.
Oh man, my feelings are hurt.
My stomach hurts.
Sassy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and we have an interesting video here today, my friends. So The Walking Dead final season yesterday had a demo that was released for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One users. So if you have one of those two consoles, I highly recommend you go download the demo and play it right now before The Walking Dead final season releases in 13 days. It is officially August, meaning it is the month of The Walking Dead final season. We are almost 1 week away from release. It's freaking insane how freaking fast time has flied by, and I'm damn excited as hell. So today I'm going to be doing a breakdown to several things I found in this gameplay. Since I was in control now, I was able to, divulge a little bit. I had some fans tweet me some interesting things in comments, so I definitely did some researching and digging through here. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please make sure you like and subscribe if you are new, guys. Let's go for 500 likes. If you did miss my demo playthrough, that'll be up in the card in the top right and the description down below. As always, if you missed any Walking Dead videos, that's in the playlist in the top right. So tomorrow, my friends, Thursday, will be the Evolution of Lee video. I expect a lot of you guys will absolutely enjoy that. That'll be our last Evolution video before release. And also this weekend, I'll have a video breakdown for the characters. Next week, again, we should have our trailer next Thursday-ish. So once that trailer drops, we'll probably know the episode name as well as more information in regards to characters and the season. So I want to thank you all for your support as always. We're almost there to release, guys. Hope you enjoy this video. If I missed anything, if you found anything interesting, make sure to comment it down below, and let's get straight into it. So firstly, we need to talk about the free roam gameplay, and I thought it was fantastic actually being able to try it out for myself. Now, with the running, it was actually very comfortable. There was two different ways you could run with the controller. It was either with the right trigger if you're on Xbox, or the R2 button if you're on PlayStation, which would be, again, your top right. And then you could also use the left analog stick to run. So it made running very freely, and running, obviously, is a huge importance to this game, and makes, in the past, The Walking Dead was painful having to walk through everything, I mean, it's time, it savors the moment, but it can get really boring just to walk around and not be able to go through things a little faster than you like. Now also we do have the freelancing walker combat, which I thought was amazing. This, honestly, I'm not gonna say it's like breaking, like mind breaking, but it's game changing to me, because A New Frontier had too much QTEs, and this, at least it seems, it's still button mashing and everything, but it's a little more free roam. I can actually control my character. I actually can, maybe if I want to kill the walker on the stairs there, I can kill the walker on the stairs. Instead, I get to fight it out. I can go for the kill. I can take it out with the Jane move. It's just, it gives me more flexibility. I think they also said there'll be more combat options available through various combat sequences. But that's definitely something that is while the gameplay is fantastic. Then we also have the decision, determinant decisional based stuff. So we had stuff with the bell again. I think this stuff, it's not going to be big choices, but I think these can have many impacts along the way. For example, I found this barrel here, and with that canteen of water that I picked up in the car, I can actually use it to drink water, and again, it has that red outline, so this is a choice that could make a small impact. So I get the water, pull it out, drink, and vomit. So these are just little, I don't know if these actual, red circle choice things will be hugely important, but they're definitely of some significance. I don't know if they're going to have the biggest impacts, but they're definitely something that we should go on. So let's move on to our next little snippet of something I really noticed that was pretty interesting. So then the deer skull is another thing I noticed that was very important. We've seen this in old gameplay. I think this is personally one of the collectibles that we will get. Remember, they said there's a collectible system in this game, and each episode will have a various amount of collectibles we can collect, and we'll probably get an achievement or trophy or something if we get all the collectibles in an episode. I don't know if these collectibles will be of any importance to the story, or maybe give us more of a background, but maybe this skull is important to the story, but it just says deer skull, and it just gives a little background. Could come in hand. It says possible hood ornament. So hood ornament for whatever. I don't know if it's necessarily collectible, but we'll see. So that was just definitely something I noticed was pretty cool. Now, I didn't do this in this gameplay, but I did try another one. If you are actually silent, AJ makes the decision on what is important. So, for example, I stayed silent during one of these options, and he just said, check the windows. So, even though you might not say anything, AJ is always listening. In the top left there, you see that. So, AJ, even if you don't say anything, AJ will make the choice on his own. And I've seen this similarly with Clementine. For example, when you want to shoot Lee, if you do not say anything, Clementine, based on our past choices, could make a decision at the end. And I think AJ could do that in not in killing Clementine or anything, but in the end, maybe when there's some important choice, based on what we tell AJ in these specific choices, he could make something, various options based on what we've told him. So that's definitely, like I said, choices like this are going to be important. And they say your choices determine who you'll become. So just another reminder, yes, these choices with AJ will be important. So we see our objectives there. Those will be our objectives. Every time we do this in this game, there'll be objectives that they give us. So enter the ticket booth is the objective in red there. So I noticed there was these schedules, and I have it in the thumbnail here. So we're going to go through a better res image right now, but these schedules are very important to the story, and I think many people missed out on these. So let's get straight into that. So we notice the board here. And this is a very, very interesting schedule board because it pops up in more than one place for one, and two, we've seen it before in a certain trailer that I'm going to show in a little bit. So, firstly, what we notice, if you go full screen on this, there's a couple interesting things. It's called Schedules, Today, Monday, April, top right. And it goes from to time. So I think this place is a food delivery place slash maybe, somewhere where to get rations to other settlements. Because we see a lot of interesting things. Unless this is just the train station. It could just be the train schedule. It's another possibility. But it could be food. It depends on, apocalypse or not. These people were probably train keepers or, food givers. Any possibility there. So, places we had on this were Atlanta, Savannah, Richmond, Wellington, Prescott, Baltimore. All interesting places. Because these all have to do something almost with Clementine. Every single area except, I would say, Washington, Clementine has had an impact with before. And I don't know if, again, that's the big importance, if this is a train schedule or this is a food place. Because I don't think Wellington was around before the apocalypse started. Maybe I'm wrong, but Wellington I don't think was around. Same with Prescott. These towns came around after the apocalypse. So that's why it makes me think this isn't just, a train. This used to be a train station back, but this isn't a train station anymore. This is why I think it's more likely a food delivery place. And they have times, numbers 3, 10, 15, 7, 5, 6, 1, 17. And they go from Atlanta to Savannah, Richmond to Wellington, Wellington to Prescott, Washington to Richmond, Savannah to Baltimore, Baltimore to Atlanta. I don't know what these last two say. I think it's Richmond to something, and then Prescott to Atlanta. And they say ticket info at the counter. And all these places, Atlanta, at least Clementine was born in Savannah, Georgia, so we know that's of very importance, and Atlanta is in Georgia as well, so those are both important to the story, and with at least where Clementine started. Richmond, remember, that was where Season 3 took place, A New Frontier. That was the settlement where the Garcias were, and basically where the New Frontier was gathered, their main base of operations that they took over. Wellington, we remember from Season 2, Episode 5, was the, again, place where we go with Kenny. We can go leave with Kenny, or we can go in. It was basically that big settlement that got, at least if you stayed at Wellington, got run over by A New Frontier. And then we also had Prescott, which was the town where Tripp, Eleanor, the place where we got to, where after we met Clementine, we went to after Episode 1 and actually got overrun with walkers when Badger attacked it. And then, again, we know Washington, and it has nothing to do with the Walking Dead story, at least in this game, but we know what Washington is, and of course Baltimore. So those are just very interesting things I noticed. I think this is going to be very important to the story, and if this actually is a food/delivery place, not just a train station like it was in the past, it could be very impactful on the story. And I think it's an Easter egg at past locations, and maybe even a chance that we could be going back to these locations. I don't know. I don't think so, but you never know. Possibilities are endless. And we remember from the trailer this supposed villain comes here as well, as we notice the schedules in the back left by his left sideburn. The schedules are right there, and the same door where Clementine and AJ enter in. So he is returning to this area. This area we will be back in. This is not the last time we will see this area. So the schedule is more important than, and this area is more important than we originally thought. Then Clementine finds this jar of beans on the table, which we actually can pick up and take, and it says promising. So definitely, like I said, exploration is going to be a big thing in this game. So my explorers, keep exploring. Here we get our best look of this walker combat now. So walkers are dangerous in groups, as this thing says, but I actually tried this. You actually can end up walking past these walkers and get straight into the car. So I don't know. All these fights are not guaranteed to be like you have to fight. You're not guaranteed to have to fight. You can actually like try in most of these, because the first one you actually can't avoid, I'm pretty sure. But this one you actually can just run right past them, and there's obviously cool combat sequences that come with it. Another cool little Easter egg I found in this is once you pause the game, the Season 1 theme Alive Inside plays. So, all my OGs, man, the feels. Whew! So we notice Clementine after the car crash with her hat off. This is a new scene that we had not previously seen before, and we get a little interesting look into what happened after. This is crazy. Some old Season 1 music pops up. You see a bunch of walkers everywhere, and you see this character here. So and we notice Marlon here. This is confirmed to be Marlon because of the mullet. We notice there's a little small stretch where we could see that mullet of his. And also we notice by kind of the outfit. And Marlon ends up taking AJ. Interesting enough, maybe he didn't see Clementine here, or maybe he thinks Clementine's a danger to AJ or something like that. But he ends up taking AJ away. I don't know how Marlon couldn't have seen Clementine there, unless he just ignored her. But he ends up taking AJ, hence why we now know why Clementine, when they met when she saw AJ in that PAX East footage, why they hugged. Because it could have been some time after this car crash where Clementine and AJ had met. So I think when we meet AJ again, it's going to be a couple days. And we're going to meet some character along the way before we go to the boarding school. Will that be Marlon, 10, Violet, somebody we're going to meet. And, it could be even the new villain. Who knows? But we're going to get definitely some kind of combat sequence. And after that, we'll get patched up before we even get into the boarding school. Remember that Clementine has the bandage over her head. And, Marlon said some dialogue options where surprised, didn't know, we haven't seen anything like you before. So maybe there's some sequence where Clementine has like some badass walker fight. And Marlon's like absolutely impressed as hell. But this detail is very important, and it's going to definitely lead in after the first 15 minutes of how the story is going to play out in episode 1. So we might even find out more in the next teaser trailer, which is going to be next week, the launch trailer for episode 1. So I definitely stay tuned for that. So that's all I'm going to go through in this trailer. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure you like and subscribe if you are new. It took me a while to do this. I had to go definitely re-record this a couple times, and definitely got the brightness and everything up. So smacking a like does mean a lot. Makes my long work worth it, in my opinion. So thank you all again. As always, I appreciate your support, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for the Evolution of the Lead video, and we're 13 days away. So catch y'all next one. Peace.